When you first begin playing Elden Ring, you're dealt a pretty rough hand. Your stats are largely poor and your equipment is pretty much useless. Thankfully, there are many upgrades that you can make in both of these areas, with the one we'll be covering today being your equipment. More specifically, your sword. Well, kind of your sword. This video is going to be showing you where to find a lance, which is the long, pole-like sword typically used by mounted knights to charge at each other and knock each other off their horse. It certainly looks cool and is definitely effective in the game, so let's explain how you can get your hands on one. The first thing that you'll want to make sure you've done before hunting down this weapon is unlock the horse mount in the game. We've already done a separate video explaining exactly how to do this, so if you haven't yet, check that out and make sure it's available for use. Not only does the horse allow you to use the lance properly, but it's also needed in order to find it. Head over to the gatefront site of Grace and work your way around this rock face and through this patch of land that is being struck by lightning. Just beyond this you'll find a spirit spring, which is a circle of wind that you can jump in whilst mounted and you'll be flung up into the air. This will propel you all the way to the top of the hill above, but don't worry, you won't be taking any fall damage when you do this. What's more of an immediate concern is the giants casually roaming around up here, but you can just run straight through them no problem. Make sure not to engage in any combat though. Run straight forward for a while until you hit this ruin on the right. From here you can actually see the structure the lance is sitting on top of. It's this slanted building just past the little settlement below. Make sure to avoid all contact with this camp and make a left to run around it. Go to the back of this hill and jump onto it, then turn back on yourself and make your way up it again, until you hit the peak. Now below you is the building that you want to get on top of. If you jump down onto it, you actually won't take any damage, so go ahead. Now right in the back corner, you can pick up the lance. If you're still quite early on into your adventure, you'll notice that this weapon doesn't do a lot of damage. This is because every weapon in the game requires a base set of skill levels in order to use. For the lance, you'll need to be level 20 in strength and level 14 in dexterity. If you specialise in using spells, or even if you're more of an endurance based fighter, this weapon may not be the one for you, as it is a little bit slower, but it does hit like a truck. However, if this is the sword for you, go ahead and level up those specific stats. This will be a little bit tedious though, as it will cost you a fair few runes to do so. But like I just said, if this is where your skills are already quite high in, it will only take you a few hours, if that. Once you reach the required level in both of these stats, your attacks will do more damage and you'll unlock the special charged attack that the lance offers. Whilst riding on the horse, hold down F to sprint and shift to perform a charged attack, and then charge up the strike by holding down the left click button. This will prepare you in a position to thrust your lance forward while sprinting on the mount. This deals a great amount of damage and actually allows you to hit enemies quite far away from you. So it is a great way to take down enemies fast whilst also keeping your distance and doing so at a pace where you can avoid the opponent's attacks. Using the lance whilst on the mount to its full capabilities will give you a massive advantage early on in the game, and will be a huge step up from the initial pool of weapons that you're presented with. So it's definitely worth leveling up and hunting down this weapon, as it will make your life much easier. Alongside performing better than most weapons available early on in the game, it also just looks cool. This is obviously not important in combat and it doesn't really provide any other benefits in the game, but it's almost worth getting just for the aesthetic benefits it gives. I mean, come on, look at it. So that was our video showing you how to obtain the lance in Elden Ring. If this video helped you out, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more gaming guide videos just like this one. We're extremely close to our goal of 1000 subs now, so you'd be helping us out massively by doing so. Thank you all for watching and we'll see you next time.